Hello. Bienvenidos a mi casa. La fecha 26 de julio. Welcome to my home. It is the 26th of July. Not if you're watching this on replay, so maybe I shouldn't have dated it. It is a sunny, sunny day here in Costa Rica. Let's see, Meg is now live. All right, so let's see. Who do we have hopping on board here? Audio sounds good. All right, let me know where you're watching from. Friends, familia. Love to know where people are joining from all over the world. We get people from so many different continents every week. Please let me know how the audio video is. Super stoked to be here with you guys today. Hey, Robert, that's really nice of you to say, and not true. Maria is watching from North Carolina. So, what's going on? We are halfway through, officially well over halfway through 2020. What a crazy year this has been. Super happy that I'm still able to come to you guys live every single week, and I know the rest of the Rythmia team is super happy to have this great platform to continue to connect to you guys as we go through this crazy time. Michelle Williams says, thanks for having us. Michelle from Northern Alberta, Canada. Debbie, wow, dude, right? Dan Harris is saying hello from the UK. I'm so excited, yeah, like I was saying, to have you guys, have this platform to be able to continue talking with you guys. Hey, Grace Marie, so good to see you here. Welcome to mi casa. So my daughter Kobe and my partner have just went down the hall to play in her room. She still has a hard time understanding that I have to work from home, which I've been doing an awful lot of lately. When is Rythmia reopening? This is still unsure. Costa Rica here has made some announcements in the last week or so about the borders reopening to certain countries, Canada, the UK, and the US, not the US, the EU. But the restrictions involved in travel here are really, really difficult. So I don't anticipate very many people coming here, especially since most countries still, you know, I know for Canada for that matter, if people were to travel here, they'd have to go home and quarantine. So makes travel really difficult on the returning end. So Rythmia, we still don't have a date we're reopening. Stay tuned. You know, we're trying to stay as up to date as possible on all of the changes, because it's such a rapidly changing environment, all of this. But you guys will be the first to know. Just stay paying attention to all of our channels, and you would get filled in as soon as that's possible. So, like I was saying, my little girl, who is turning 1 year old this Friday already, which seems so crazy. Time is a mystery to me right now. She'll be 1 on Friday. I was gonna do some baking for her birthday, and show you guys that. I'm not really a baker, as you probably know if you tune into these videos very often, but because of what's going on in the world, I'm not ordering a cake. We're not having a party anymore, but I am gonna do the classic chocolate cake smash, you know, that always is so good for babies. So I'm gonna bake her a chocolate cake, probably a vegan coconut cake with chocolate. Did not have the ingredients here today to fully make that recipe. So we're gonna do 2 other things for her that I thought would be fun. And because I didn't have all the ingredients for any of the recipes that I wanted to do today, I thought could be a good lesson in substitutions. And we're gonna actually do some substitution testing here together. Because I've not used these particular substitutes for this particular recipe. So we're gonna make muffins. Happy Sunday. Amanda Barker saying happy Sunday from Florida. Yeah, so I see there's a lot more people watching than there are telling me you're watching. So if you're watching, just throw it in the comments, say hello, and let me know where you guys are watching from. So we're making muffins here today. So I'm a huge advocate for Sunday prep day. Even if you're not going to work, I think Sunday is still a really great day to prep a bunch of food for the week so that you're not hustling at the last minute at mealtime. And muffins are such a great thing to make in bulk. So I make muffins all the time and freeze them. Do I have any right now to prove to you guys that I'm not lying? I do. Right now I have one. If you had tuned in several months ago, I did a orange date, my mom's recipe for orange date muffins. I have one left. I make little mini muffins because then Levi, my partner, and I can have a couple with breakfast, and Kobe can devour one whole one. So We make muffins all the time in this house, and today I'm going to show you guys a different version. Hey Julia, she's watching from Manchester, England. Mayfer's watching from the Amazon rainforest in Ecuador. Nancy's watching from Michigan. Super cool. So many places. I love seeing that. Please, you guys, let me know where you're watching from if you haven't yet. So we're going to make, this is going to be a blueberry muffin recipe here today, which I just realized I haven't gotten any blueberries out. So I'm going to grab some blueberries out of the freezer. Because I stocked up on frozen berries when I was at the big grocery, like, you know, the big bulk store. So that has been gratefully getting me through this time, because I'm not going to the grocery store very often. We've got cases here in Costa Rica. I don't leave the house much. I definitely don't go to the supermarket more than I need to. Arlette is watching. Zebello from Mexico. So what I've gotten here is I just went and got out a couple cups worth of blueberries. So these are going to be a blueberry muffin. And we're going to do the recipe twice in 2 different bowls so we can try out a couple of different substitutions. My mother, Terry's watching from Canada. So I've got here 2 different mixing bowls that we're going to be doing the same recipe with a couple of different substitutions. So in this bowl, I've already got most of my dry ingredients. We're going to go through that right now. I'm going to show you what I'm doing, what I did for that. So this is essentially all of the dried ingredients. I'm going to show you guys what that is going to entail right now in this other mixing bowl. So this is just a really simple, it's normally a raspberry yogurt muffin. We're substituting the raspberries, we're substituting the yogurt, we're substituting the egg, because I just didn't have all the things that I needed here today. Janet is saying hello, I'm watching from beautiful Sonoma County, California. Oh, so good to see all of my dear friends and family watching from all over the place. This really is one of my favorite hours of the week where I get to connect with you guys. I really miss being able to connect in person with, you know, 80 of you beautiful souls every week at Rythmia. But this is the next best thing for me right now. So thank you for tuning in and joining us. So for this muffin recipe, it's really easy. I'm going to show you a bunch of substitutes, and then you guys can go ahead and try different substitutes at home. So I didn't have my favorite gluten-free flour mix here today, so I'm actually using regular flour. And the recipe calls for 1 3/4 cups. So that's what I've got here pre-measured. So I've already got all of the dry ingredients in this bowl for one version of this recipe. And like I said, this is the first time I'm doing these substitutions. You guys are testing this here alongside me. So 1 3/4. Then I need to add my other baking things like baking powder and baking soda. So I've already gone ahead and pre-measured. So for the baking soda, I'm going to use my just a little fine mesh sieve here, just to put my baking powder and my baking soda through there, because quite often there can be little chunks of these ingredients, just humidity gets to them and whatnot, and you don't want to have like a big old chunk of baking powder in your muffin. That's pretty disgusting. So I'm putting all of my baking powder, my baking soda, and my salt in there. So it was a teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of baking powder, and I'm just using the back of my measuring spoon here to press that through here, breaking up any little chunks that there might have been, just like that, easy breezy. So salt, baking powder, baking soda, flour, that's what we got in here. Hey Mayfer, I miss Rythmia too. Trust me, I miss being able to connect to more humans. That is for certain. All right, so dry ingredients here mixed in. I'm just grabbing a spatula, giving it a little mix. Now this is where things get a little bit more crazy. I told you the recipe called for 1 3/4 of flour. I actually put 1.5 cups of flour in here, and what I decided to try to do today is to add in 1/4 cup of that as protein powder. So this is a plant-based vanilla flavored protein powder that also has green. So it's protein and green. So I'm going to put 1/4 cup of that in there. Just a little extra nutrition. I like to sneak that in whenever I can. I'm not sneaking it in, I know it's there, and I'm not going to keep that a secret from my family. But this is this particular one that I'm using. I'm not going to show the brand. It is grams of plant-based protein per scoop. So this is probably just about 2 scoops worth. So it's good extra little bit of protein. So that is going to be our dry mix. Really easy. So we're just substituting in a ton of stuff. It's going to make the flour a little bit off color because it does have the greens in it. But it doesn't matter because the whole muffin is going to get a little bit of funky color once we get the blueberries in there. So there's our dry. There we go. And then for the wet. So this version of the recipe, we're going to do a couple of things. So I didn't have the yogurt. So what we're going to test with today is cottage cheese. So this is cottage cheese that I actually bought in bulk because you can't really get good cottage cheese here in Costa Rica, and I love it. So this was one that I got in one of the cities here, and I had frozen with the idea that I was going to use it on lasagnas and stuff. And I don't know if you have ever done it, but if you freeze cottage cheese and other cheeses, quite often this type of cheese, once they defrost, they lose some of the texture. So it's a bit more like a ricotta in texture than it is a cottage cheese. So that's what I'm going to use for my wet here today. And I'm not going to put that right into my flour. I'm actually going to throw it into my blender because I'm lazy and this is the way I like to do it. So this is my, you can use a 6-ounce container of yogurt. Raspberry yogurt, blueberry yogurt would be really good. We don't have that in the house today, so I'm using 3/4 cup cottage cheese, 3/4 cup of Greek yogurt, you know, whatever you want to do. I'm going to show you another alternative in a moment for that. So 3/4 cups of cottage cheese. The other alternative would be 3/4 cups of coconut milk, which is what I have here, with a squeeze of lemon. And we're going to add that lemon or lime in, and that is what's going to give this the bit of the, it's going to curdle the coconut milk. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just squeezing a half of a lime, about a tablespoon's worth of lime juice into my coconut milk. Now this is the substitution that I know works because I do it all the time. My dog is walking underneath my feet here looking for scraps. I use this all the time. I have a banana bread recipe that I have in my new cookbook that I'm working on right now, where I use this exact same thing instead of yogurt, because quite often I don't have coconut yogurt in the house. Coconut milk with a little bit of lemon or lime juice does the trick. Henny, is Henny watching? Little rinse there. So those are your 2 options for the yogurt substitute. So we're going to go ahead and keep going on this cottage cheese. We're going to add in a bit of sugar. This is about 1/4 cup of raw sugar. That's going to be what's going to sweeten this up. Canola oil is what I normally use, or sunflower seed oil. I don't have any of that, so I'm using coconut oil here for my oil today. About 1/3 cup. Yum, yum, yum. Now another substitution that we need here today is egg. So I only had 1 egg in the fridge. So what am I going to use? I'm going to use one of my egg substitutes. So this is just a brand of egg substitute you get. You have to use 1/2 cup of ice cold water with 2 tablespoons of the powder. So this is a vegan soy-based egg substitute. So all I got here, I don't have much left. Hopefully I'm going to have enough for the recipe. I'm sure I will. So essentially what I need to do is, hey Karen, nice to see you. You look incredible too. Thank you. I've had a crazy morning. Sundays are crazy around here. I've got so much going on that I literally just hopped out of the shower. And that's the end of my vegan egg, so that's perfect. So I didn't even have a chance to dry my hair. So now I'm just going to use a fork here, whisk. So that was 2 tablespoons of the egg replacer with 1/2 cup of ice cold water. And you can smell it. This stuff even smells like eggs. It's crazy. So now you whisk that together, and look at that. It starts to look like a beaten egg. It thickens up real quick. Awesome. So I'm just going to toss that into my blender. So all the wet ingredients I'm just putting into my blender, and the dry ingredients I've got mixed in the bowl. So let's just make sure that's everything. That is, I'm going to add actually a tiny bit of vanilla also. Normally I don't do that in this recipe, but I figured what the heck, might as well. Then we're just going to whiz that in the blender, and then we're going to go ahead and do it with my other version. La 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 la. Just enough to combine, nothing too crazy. It smells delicious already. So now I'm going to pour that into my dry, sorry. And I remember growing up, my mom was always very adamant when making muffins, do not overmix. You combine until just combined. Like you mix until just combined. You don't want to overmix your batter. So we're just going to be careful with that. I'm going to give this a little bit of a spin. Just incorporate the wet and the dry. Just a little bit. I think I need a little bit more moisture in there. I might have mismeasured my flour actually, which might be the case. So I'm going to add a bit more milk. I'm glad we're doing this together, you guys. La la la. Grab some more coconut milk. Woo! My dog is like right under my feet. It's crazy. So I'm going to add in about 1/2 cup more. There we go. I totally mismeasured my flour when I was rushing. We're substituting. That is for sure what's going on here. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, and then I'm gonna stir in just folding in a little bit of my blueberries. Just wanna make sure I get blueberries throughout. Yum, yum, yum. Perfect. Then I'm going to spray my muffin tin. That has no muffin liners either. Go figure. Voila. Dun, 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 dun. Ice cream scoop, my favorite thing in the world for scooping muffins. I'm just gonna take my muffin batter. I'm gonna scoop it into my little muffin tins. I'm not gonna do the whole muffin tin here because I want to leave room for the other version. So the dough's gotten really firm now with the frozen blueberries in there, but that's fine. Scoop, scoop, scoop. I'm gonna do 6 of these ones and 6 of the other ones. I had out a donut pan that I was gonna do, but we're not gonna do that today. So there we go. Dun, dun, dun. Version 1. Set that aside. And then for version 2, see how we do here. We've already got the flour measured out. I already talked to you guys. This is the coconut milk with the lime. And for this one, we're actually going to use an egg, because that's what I actually had, an egg. 1 egg left. Dump that in there. So I was thinking, when I was setting this up today, I was like, it's interesting because now I just make these substitutions without even thinking about them when I'm cooking and when I'm baking. But there was a time when I would have no idea and I'd have to call my mom. So that was my sugar, adding in my coconut oil. There was a time where I always had to call my mom and be like, I don't know how to substitute. Grabbing the spatula. So that's why I thought it might be fun to show you guys here today. That it's, you know, it doesn't have to be so complicated. And baking, it is a bit more complicated just because it's more of a science. I don't claim to be a baker. I'm not going for award-winning muffins in my house. I'm going for muffins that my daughter enjoys for breakfast. So substituting is a-okay fine with me. Blend this up. Hey Tiffany, nice to see you. I love you too, rah, Carrie. Carrie says she loves my earrings. My nanny made them for me. I love them too. She also does my hair. She keeps me together. She's my hairstylist. All right, so wet into dry. Easy breezy. Lemon squeezy. Yeah, I totally mismeasured my flour on the other one. But that's fine, because I added in that protein powder. Then I'm gonna toss in my blueberries. We're gonna actually do this and put this in the oven in real time and see if we can get them done. I got something else. 2 other things I'm going to talk to you guys about here today. By the way, I am out of ideas completely for these Facebook videos, so you guys need to start telling me what you want to see, because I have nothing left. My tank is empty, you guys. So what do you want to see? Tell me, what do you want to see right now in the comments? What kind of recipes, what kind of information? Doesn't have to be cooking. Like I said last week, I'm not going to be cooking all the time as the months and weeks go forward. So what do you guys want to hear about? So there we go. My other version here. Scoopity scoop. We're going to see if this is going to work. This is probably, this could be a big flop, you guys, because we've never done this particular recipe without a few key ingredients. So it could be a big old disaster. But I'm sure it's going to be fine in the end. They're still going to be edible. So there we go. This side is the protein powder vegan one. This one has the egg. Into the oven they go. Oven is preheated at 350 all this time. I'm going to save that extra batter. You can actually freeze the batter in little scoops on a plate, which is what I'll do later. And then you can just throw the scoops into the muffin tin and bake them at a later date. Maria says that desserts you make at Rythmia. How about the naan pizza you made last night? So last night I made naan bread, homemade naan bread, that we then ate as pizza. My mom's saying that because she saw my Instagram story and we talked about it on the phone this morning. That is actually a recipe that I did a while back, maybe 2 or 3 years ago on this Facebook Live video. So you can find it if you go way back in the archives. It's a recipe that's going to be in my new book. But I could do that again also. I'm actually planning on doing an Instagram an IGTV story on that one. Vegan desserts, Maria says. I have so many. I could do a lot of vegan desserts. So desserts I do on Rythmia. I think I've done most of them on these videos also. There are in all the recipes that we serve at Rythmia are in one of the 2 cookbooks, Miracle Meals and Miracle Meals 2.0. So you should be able to find those there. But I can do many more different vegan recipes. If there's something I do have lots of, it's vegan recipes. So another quick thing I wanted to show you guys to do in the oven when you have it preheated. Well, do it before you preheat it because you got your muffins at 350, sorry. And what you want to do these ones at is 200. So these are apple chips. So I had a bunch of apples in the refrigerator that were starting to go a little bit soggy. So I thought I would bake them, and instead of get my dehydrator out, I just have had them baking for about 2 hours. They're gonna need to go back in a little bit because they got a little bit soft in the humidity. But this is a really, really easy treat. Just take, your knife and thinly slice them, or even better, grab a mandolin, slice them thin, preheat your oven to 200, sprinkle them with cinnamon, a little bit of powdered sugar if you want them a little bit sweeter. Throw them in the oven at 200 degrees. After about an hour, flip them, and then you have these amazing little treats. And it doesn't matter if your apples get soggy. This is a great way to deal with them. So that's going to be a little snack for us later. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is, come on, let's get this out of the way. So 2 things actually. So this Friday, as I mentioned, is going to be my daughter's first birthday. So first of all, we're launching her new book, Cosmic Kobe. So this is a children's book that I have created called Cosmic Kobe, and it's a conscious children's book series. And the character was based off of paintings that her father, my partner Levi, made for her nursery. So that's exciting. We're going to celebrate that on Friday, and we're also going to celebrate her first-year birthday. So I got all of this fun stuff that I just want to show you. So I got all of the, obviously the colorful candles. The best thing in the world, and I'm so excited. I think I bought this when she was maybe 3 months old. Her little unicorn headband. Come on, how ridiculous is that? She's got unicorns decals on her wall in her bedroom, and a ton of unicorn stuff. Like her little loveys are unicorns, and I don't know if she likes unicorns. She could hate unicorns for all I know. Look at these just fun little birthday plates. We were planning on having a big barbecue, so I bought all this fun stuff. Look at these paper plates. These little plates are just ridiculous. Come on. So much fun. So we were gonna have a big barbecue, and I got these beautiful rainbow plates. So that's what I had all this stuff for. We're gonna have a barbecue and a pool party, and obviously that's not happening now because of the state of the world. So I have all this fun stuff, but we're gonna have our own little party. And even these napkins, are they little cloud napkins? So sweet. Instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a family FaceTime call with my mom and my sisters, buy her chocolate cake. We're also going to we have a piñata for her, a llama-shaped piñata that we're gonna fill. I'm not sure what yet, but we're gonna do a llama piñata. We'll probably do a video, maybe I'll do a Facebook Live of her trying to, I don't know if she's gonna understand the whole idea to smash the piñata, but that's one thing that we're gonna, do on Friday and celebrate her birthday. What else? Does anyone here watching have any ideas? I know we've all had to come up with plan Bs when it comes to celebrations during this time. I know a lot of people have had to cancel weddings and things like that, but for birthdays, how else have you guys been able to figure out a way to celebrate without, without breaking social distancing rules and stuff like that? Let me know. Write it in the comments. It'd be super cool to hear your ideas. Obviously, she's 1 year old. Party's more for us than it is for her. She doesn't really know. She's not gonna know what's going on. But we would like to have the memories. So we want to do some things that we can take videos and pictures of and have those memories for us and for her. So I'd love to hear your ideas. What else, you guys? Talk to me. Tell me what you guys want to hear, what you want to see in the weeks ahead here on Facebook. Let me see what I've got else going on. Planting trees. Oh, that's a great idea. Maybe we'll plant a tree. We're not in our forever home right now. We've moved into a great little place that has been perfect for this quarantine isolation time. So what we might do is maybe plant something in a pot. That would be a good idea. Speaking of planting things in pots, right here, these are a couple of watermelon plants. So Kobe's favorite fruit right now, speaking of Kobe, are watermelons. And these were just a couple of the seeds that my nanny planted out of some watermelon that they ate, and they've already sprouted. So we have to figure out, we don't know anything about anything when it comes to gardening, me and my partner. I know I for sure have a black thumb. So we just have to figure out where is going to be the best place to plant that. We're going to have our own watermelon plant, so that's very exciting. But like I say, we're not in a forever home, so we'll have to think of maybe an avocado tree, because we have native avocados here in Costa Rica. Maybe we'll plant an avocado tree for Kobe in a pot, and then when we get to our forever home, we'll transplant it. That would be a super fun idea. Anyone else have any suggestions? Let's see, do I have a game plan for next week? Today is July 26th. I have nothing on the agenda for the next couple of weeks for these Facebook Lives. So please, guys, let me know. Tell me what you want to hear, what you want to see. If you think of something later while I'm not live anymore, just send me a message. And we can incorporate it. Ooh, let me see how these muffins are doing. All right, so I feel like we're gonna be highly successful here. I don't feel like you guys wanna stick around and wait, because then you're gonna need another 15, 20 minutes. So what I'm gonna say is success. I'm calling it. I'm calling it a successful substitution. And what I will do is when the muffins are done, I'm going to take them out, take a picture. I'll post a picture in the comments here so that you guys can see the finished products one-to-one. The vegan version with the protein powder and all the other, well, it's not vegan, sorry, there's cottage cheese in it. The eggless version. I should have swapped. I should have put the coconut milk in with that one, because then that would have been a fully vegan one. My bad. But I'll show you the finished product and also shoot a little video over on my Instagram too, so you guys can see how they turned out. Brittany says granola bars. Oh, that's a good idea. So I had a great granola bar recipe in my very first cookbook that I called Weekend Wonder Bars. And I don't think I've done those on this Facebook Live for Rythmia before. Let me see if I can call up here. La 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 la. I think I have pictures. Oh, I also have my lemon bars that would be really good to do. I just have to, because for a long time I couldn't get dates here, so I didn't do some of my recipes. But now I have discovered that you can get dates here and somewhat affordable. So I can't find that right now. But granola bars, that's a great idea. I can do bake. No bake and bake. Janet says, our tomatoes are starting to come in, so anything with tomatoes. Oh, right. Maybe that's what I'll do for you guys in the more northern hemisphere, because that's where most of my viewers are from. I'll start, thinking about harvest and what's coming into season and how we can use that stuff. Tomatoes, unfortunately, are one thing that I don't really get great here in Costa Rica. There's not a lot of really good tomatoes that I can get here, but I'm gonna order something special. Like heirlooms. I haven't had a good heirloom tomato in couple of years, not since the last time I was in Canada eating them. But that's a good idea. Maybe that's what I'll do for the next couple of weeks. I'll use ingredients that are in season in North America and the Northern Hemisphere right now. We'll talk harvest. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna show you how the muffins are looking right now. They're gonna need a bit more time, but they are delicious. Look at that, looking good. They are rising quite nicely, spreading out. They're gonna be really, really great. Stay tuned to the comments here. Have a beautiful week. Happy end of July. This Saturday of 1 week. In 1 week, it's going to be August already. Can you believe it? All right, guys. See you next week.